Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and today we're going to get on with part 3 of our underground subway train station. Now I know a lot of you are very keen for me to make further progress with the subway station, and that wasn't helped by me going away on holiday for a week, but it was required, and I had a very nice time, thank you very much. And one thing I didn't get a chance to do before I went away was put in place what we did last time, which was the subway train platform, complete with busker, advertising, maps, and even a rat. So I think that should be the first step of today's video, so we know what we're trying to build from and to. And there's the subway platform in position. Now obviously we need to reintegrate the river with this wall on the left hand side. We also need a back wall on the other side of the track, so we aren't just staring into the blackness of the underneath of the table. And then what we're going to focus on today is the stairs linking this lower platform level with this intermediate mezzanine level and, well, the street level as well, I suppose, all in one go. Looking good. Now, as I said before, I'm going to need a long staircase to get from the platform layer up to the mezzanine ticket layer, and then a shorter stairway, if I just remove temporarily this entranceway, a smaller staircase to get from the ticket layer up to street level. Now, the street level staircase, I think will have to stay as a staircase because we've only got the 4 wide width of the subway entrance to work in, and also it's quite a short set of steps, so it's not a massive problem. But for the much longer distance between the platform and the mezzanine level, which actually is 8 bricks and 1 plate, I thought we should use something a bit more adventurous, so an escalator system. Now, I've been Googling and looking on the internet for past LEGO escalators for inspiration, and the best one I found was a user of the Eurobricks forum called Lego Skrytson, I hope I've pronounced that right, who's from Sweden, and they posted some pictures in 2012 of another subway station they did, and it's similar in many respects with pillars and so on, but their escalator is really the best part of their setup, I think. And they've even used rigid hose handrails that have been bent using a hairdryer to represent the sort of rubber hand grip of an escalator. I'm not sure I'm going to do that, but I'm definitely going to use this as some inspiration. Now, one of my subscribers pointed out that Stein auf Stein, a German LEGO channel on YouTube, recently also did a subway station, and they obviously use the same source as well, because he's done a very faithful representation of the modular original by Lego Skrytson. But I want to take it in my own direction, in my own style, linking it to my street level and even having a secret or two along the way. So with that in mind, I think the first thing I'm going to have to do is try and mock up this escalator from the bottom up to the mid-level. Wish me luck. Okay, so I've started the bottom of the escalator, and I'm using these profile bricks because they've got the sort of horizontal stripes which almost represent the sort of grooves on the escalator itself, and some slightly metallic grill pieces to do the same thing. And then one step I've actually put on some metallic 1x1 plates instead of a grill piece because, well, I don't have a 1x2, but so 2 1x1s will do, and that's just so I can put a minifigure on there. If I move his hand, put Robin on there going down the escalator, which is quite good fun. And I've also put red and green lights on the bottom. I'm not going to do a sort of bent hose piece handrail. I think it looks fine without it, and besides I don't have those and they're quite hard to come by. But I think the green light's showing that this is the one to go up, and then the red light because this is the one coming down, so always stay to your left. And then we'll have the opposite on the top going down, so no one will get confused. Though arguably if you walk up an escalator that's coming down, then really a red and a green light is not going to save you, is it? So with that in mind, maybe I should also add a 2x2 white tile with an arrow on it, just to show that this is the one to go up. And I've got this one, which is another white tile, but with no entry written on it. Another 2x2. That's from the Bullet Run set, 8147 from 2007. And I thought that would further accentuate the fact that you really aren't supposed to be going up or down escalator, which probably wouldn't be needed in real life, as I say, but nonetheless, I think it adds to the situation. So I like that. Right, so I need to continue building this up until it meets here. If I've got all my maths right, then basically that will seamlessly connect with there when I keep going up at the same 45-degree angle. The only other thing to consider at this stage is what I do with this sort of void space that's behind the stairs, kind of like a under the stairs cupboard, if you will. So I'll have to give that some thought as well. Aha, so here's my first little Easter egg, little sort of hidden treat. And basically, as you can probably work out, it's Gollum from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit with a fish that he's just caught and about to chomp into the belly of in a little cave tunnel underneath the rock of Brick Nottingham. And it's quite hard to see in, especially with the camera because of the lighting, but there's lots of different rock shapes behind him and arches, and it doesn't link in with the rest of the subway system, so he's sort of in his own subterranean network. But then I've got a nice platform to build the rest of the escalator stairs on top of, and I've married this with some tiles right up to the bottom of this table, so it's very firm now. I can't lift that up at all, it doesn't wobble whatsoever. So that's a really sort of strong foundation for what I'm going to build above. So quite hard to see him, but I think he's quite good fun. He makes good use of a space which, quite frankly, nothing else would fit in. So why not? And here's the rest of the escalator stairs. It's a lot harder building in place rather than on the building desk, but I think in this case it's definitely necessary because, I don't know, it's just connecting onto all these base plates and so on. It's very hard to replicate this downstairs and then bring it all back up because we've got this base plate just out of shot up here and this one here and all the rest of it, and they've all got to marry up seamlessly. But you can see here quite clearly the tolerances which I had to work with. That's why it took so long getting the tables right, because you can see this base plate that's on a table is absolutely level with this brick, which is on a pile of other bricks on a totally different table with different table legs and everything. So in order to get that level of tolerance that allows me to just add on these pieces and then connect to both halves without any issue at all has been no mean feat. But it looks pretty good there. So we've now linked the top to the bottom, and you probably saw just before I put those on that we've got more of the tiles, so the arrow is now on the left one pointing for the down escalator, and the no entry sign from set 8147 is on the other side. So that all makes sense. And you may have also noticed that these escalator steps are sort of staggered by 3 plates or 1 brick each one, and then as it gets near the top that reduces, so it's actually 2 plates. You can just see a sliver of that grey brick and then the grill, and then when it gets really to the top there's only the grill type step and then it's flat at the top. So you've got that real life sort of levelling off at the top and the bottom of the individual escalator steps. Fantastic. So I'm going to finish tiling this area at the bottom. Now I've got it sorted. and maybe I'll start tiling the top, but then I've got to think about a wall that's going to be basically from the lower level, i.e. the platform level, all the way up the side of these stairs and linking basically with the bottom step on this side and going up to the subway entrance. So I'm going to get on with that. And little Gollum looks pretty awesome if you ask me. Quite a lot of progress on this one. So I've tiled in the bottom and I've tiled in the top, and it's all looking very neat. I've also put in this wall, and at this extreme it has the arch by which the train will disappear, and there's a little bit of decoration on the top of it by way of a 1x2 Technic brick with a 1x1 plate sort of wedged into it diagonally. I've continued my odd bit of profile bricks just to give the sort of continued tatty appearance. And I've also started tiling the walls of this end, but this time I've used yellow tiles and flame orange tiles as a contrast to the other end of the platform over there, which used medium and dark azure. I'm also using 1x2 tiles as opposed to 1x1s just because those are what I've got, so I'll use them. And I think these tiles will continue along the back wall, which will be sort of behind the train, which you'll mostly see when the train isn't in the station, and that will have the yellow on one half of the platform and blue on the other. Why limit ourselves to one colour after all? So you can also see some quite long bricks like this 1x16, and there's a 1x8 here and a couple of 1x6 bracing the two together, and that's to hold everything that's on this half of the setup, this platform level, which is on one table, and all the stuff on this mezzanine ticket level that's on a completely different table, holding them together, and all the bits that sort of touch a table edge kind of brace themselves around it. So you can see when I try and wobble this, nothing's moving at all. So hopefully that will give it awesome strength, because we're also building on street level above this. So this really needs to be quite structurally supportive as well as good looking and functional in its own right. And I've just started the idea of a modified 1x1 brick here, where I can add some adverts, because if the subways that you're familiar with are anything like the London Tube, then basically they have loads of adverts all the way up and down the escalators. So I'll start off with one here, being an advert for Lego, the best toy in the world. That's just a tile from the minifigure frame set, 5005359. I got a couple of those just because I wanted that minifigure that had the sort of rubber ring, sort of a cool beach dude or something like that. But so there's one. I'll put a couple more sort of here and here. It's not like the wall goes all the way down the escalator, but 2 or 3 should do the trick. And I've taken out the makeshift stairs because I'm going to have to start putting in the proper ones. So I'm going to continue this column up, this supportive column, and focus more on the ticket area. Wow, this is taking quite a while, but I think it's coming together quite well. I've continued the tiles up the wall for advertisements. So I've got the Starfarer 2x2 tile, which was part of the Ninjago City set 70620. It was part of the comic book shop, so it must be a comic, I guess. And then the next one I put in was the Brick Fever 2x2 tile, which came with the Series 2 Disco Dude. So I think they're quite good and bright, different coloured adverts. Now, things to notice now are that I've put in a Cctv camera, which can be in this very high corner, checking everyone's security, watching for bad events and so on. And I've also managed to link this brown and light bluish grey supportive sort of beam that's holding up all of this, actually pretty firmly actually, with the wall, so it's really anchored in at the end as well. And the other end will be anchored into the slightly amended river section when we get to that. Unfortunately, it's a case of 1 step back, 2 steps forward or something like that. So now I need to put on more plates here just to sandwich all of that good stuff in. And you'll see now I've got plates at exactly the same level as base plates, which means I can use this as a completely flat pavement. Brilliant. So now I've got to do the ticket area at the top of the stairs. This area in the very bottom right corner here, I'm just going to do as a sort of temporary sort of structure, because I don't really have fully planned what's going to be next to this on this side. So I'm just going to put in a sort of wall that closes it off for now. But what I do need is some ticket machines. And the thing I thought I would use, even though it's not the most beautiful thing, is this, which is the ticket machine from the Harry Potter set 4708 Hogwarts Express. And basically the reason why I want to use this is not just because it's a ticket machine, but because it's actually a secret door with a sort of secret swivel, which I think must be how he gets to the platform, whatever it is, 11.5, 9.5, I don't really know, sorry. I'll probably get lots of comments about that. Nonetheless, I don't really follow Harry Potter. But nonetheless, this is a secret door, and I thought that'd be quite fun, because if I incorporate that into this wall somewhere or other, like that, then we can have another Easter egg, sort of hidden feature behind here, where we could have, well, I don't know, an evil baddie base or something like that, or some sort of monsters hiding. And it'll be underneath this base plate. So it'll have to be quite subtle, because you'd have to sort of lean over and look through the hole. But, you know, still quite good fun. So that's what my city's all about, having loads of little hidden details that you have to really sort of poke around and find. So I think I'll do that. And then I've got to do the stairs up from here. Cool. So now it's totally closed in. Got the temporary wall here, the ticket machine with the hidden door into a secret area, then just a blank wall here. Maybe I should put an advert on, I don't know. And the steps firmly in place and supported from underneath up to the pavement level. Now I won't put this on yet firmly, but essentially that will go about here and be the fencing around the hole so people don't fall in, and that will be roughly it complete. Now there's one more thing I want to do to make it look a bit more special, and that's to add tread plate 1x4 tiles and replace this 2x4 tile by another tread plate stickered tile, so it looks much like the steps in my market square and so on. And I've been buying these in brick halls and collecting as many as I can for just this sort of occurrence. So I'm going to get some tea going so I can use my patented hot tea technique to move those stickers to a central and good location on each of the tiles. Then I can bring them up here and put them in place. Right, so I've got my tread plates. They're quite subtly different from a normal tile, but they've got that sort of shiny sticker with the sort of grip type markings on. And the 2x4 is the same. So we've got 6 of the 1x4, which I'll start at the bottom. Try and work my way up. I'll probably drop one, but see if we can do it in one go. Got quite a lot of tread plates actually from all these halls. Got definitely enough for another flight of stairs. And I've got some oddments for other ones that are slightly different styles. Okay. So the net result of that is that each of these steps is 1 brick. So I think it looks really regular and neat and good looking. It even shines in the light. Fantastic. Right, so I'm going to add this on, and this time I can push it down because it's firmly supported by tables and base plates, and that's in its final position, and there's enough height there to put a minifigure who's come down the stairs. Now, some people probably won't like the fact that this is kind of a cutaway, in that in reality, obviously, this would be completely enclosed and all the rest of it. And this bit, being the ticket area, will actually be open to the elements as well. So you'll have to sort of imagine that the pavement continues over this. I could do that, but then it'd be completely pointless because you won't be able to see anything. So we have to assume that the pavement continues over this area, but it will from this wall onwards, and it's almost like a cutaway, so we can just peek inside and see what's going on. But I think that looks rather good. So I think we've made a really good amount of progress today, actually. Let's look back on what we've done. We've got twin escalators with signs for which one to take up and which one to take down in case you can't see. Golem in a little hidden area, passageways underneath. Somewhere for someone like Robin to stand. Decorative yellow tiling. Some nice adverts. Seamless meeting up with the structural elements of the pillars and so on from the platform earlier. And then we've got this area at the top of the stairs with another secret area being the ticket machine, which is just out of shot. And then the tread plate stairs all the way up to street level, all enclosed by this lovely sand green entranceway. So I think that's really fantastic. Let's get the train going and have a look at that. Fantastic. So as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, we'll be doing a brick haul on the Wednesday. But on Friday, it's actually my 100th video ever. So I'm planning to do a summary of absolutely everything we've done so far in the city. So hopefully that'll be worth the wait. See you then!